brand new video. Today we're doing 2 NFL player props here for the Monday Night Football matchup between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Again, just right off the bat before we get started, there's a link in the description below. Hop into our premium Discord at $9.30 per month. It's where I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We also have other premium cappers in there as well. They post all of their plays, research, and analysis. Super positive community in there. Everyone just trying to help each other cash. I also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert and this is not financial advice. These simply plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get right into it, you guys. 2 player props from this game. And right off the bat also as well, I want to mention that this is just an extremely hard game to kind of read, analyze, cap, etc., because there's just so many different ways this game could go, in my opinion. We could see an absolute slugfest of just heavy running the ball on the ground. We could see a shootout. We could see a blowout on either side. It's just so many different things here that is, could potentially happen in this game, and it's just honestly extremely hard to cap this game personally. But looking at this game, the Chiefs are going to be 2.5-point home favorites here. The weather is looking like it's going to be a pretty significant factor here. You can see here over on RotoGrinders, Philadelphia, Kansas City looks wet. Model shows a steady light rain essentially all game long. This will make it a bit tough to be as crisp as usual in the passing attack. And then looking at the weather specifically, like on weather.com. This is Monday night on Kansas City. 40 degrees, showers early, then cloudy overnight. Low near 40 degrees, winds at north of 10 to 15 miles per hour, chance of rain at 70%. So, looking definitely at the hourly for this game, it's looking like right around game time, it should be rain, right? Should be some significant rain throughout the entire game here. Obviously, the wind shouldn't be too much of a factor, but both these plays I'm giving in this video kind of correlate to that and correlate to one specific game script, right? So, like I talked about earlier, it's hard to predict what type of game script we're going to get in this one. So, I'm just picking one that I do think is the most likely, and then going with that based on these props. So, keep in mind that if the game script goes completely north or south of what I'm predicting, which I'm predicting kind of both teams looking to run the ball on the ground, definitely the Eagles looking to run the ball on the ground. So again, let's not waste any time. Let's just get right into these plays. So the first one is going to be DeAndre Swift over 14 rush attempts. This was at 13.5 and I loved it. I'm still going to take it and eat it here at 14. I think it's absolute elite push potential for DeAndre Swift, who has cleared this line in 4 of his last 5. We look at DeAndre Swift over on Outlier. Again, link in the description below. You can get a 7-day free trial with Outlier. Again, a research tool that I use every single day. He's currently minus 142, minus 130 over on FanDuel, minus 142 on Caesars to go over 13.5. He is over this line of 13.5, push or higher in 7 of his last 10, and really since he became that bell cow back for the Philadelphia Eagles. But like I talked about, I think the Eagles, similar to how a lot of teams look to play the Chiefs, ideally, they look to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. And I definitely think the Eagles, who have a great rushing offense, will look to do that, right? They're kind of definitely a run-first offense to begin with. And we look at his game log this season, right? The first game, he wasn't really the starter. He got really no touches. And then had 28, 16, 14, 17, 10, 15, 16, and 18. Coming off an 18 carry game against Dallas. Again, explosive offense like Dallas. They kept the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, or they kept the ball out of the Dak Prescott offense, and then they're looking to probably do the same here. But you can see, like, the Chiefs defense, not great. Over the last 8 weeks, they're giving up the second most yards per carry to the running backs. So I definitely think DeAndre Swift should be in a position to just rack up a ton of carries in this one. He is, leading that backfield without question, seeing 65+% of snaps in 3 of the last 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm not going to look at other running backs. This is just, again, a game script, gut feeling type of play here that I think, the Eagles look to run the ball a ton in this game. We saw it numerous times already this season where, the Eagles want to run the ball, and I think DeAndre Swift gives them the best option to do that. The Chiefs' run defense is absolutely reeling as well. Like I said, second most yards per carry in the NFL over the last 8 weeks. And over the course of the season, I believe they're still giving up the second most yards per carry in the NFL as well. So I think a great spot for DeAndre Swift to definitely run the ball with weather looking like it's going to be a factor. Like, if there was no weather being a factor, I think if this was like a super, beautiful night in Kansas City, I would like this play, but the weather makes me like it even more. The second play is going to be a play that 100% correlates to that. Is going to be Drew Tranquil over 8.5 tackles plus assists. So already, like, the Eagles give up the most tackle opportunities in the NFL to opposing players, and they give up the 3rd most total tackles to the linebacker position, right? We know Dallas Goedert's out for this game, and we know that Jalen Hurts probably going to be running the ball. I think Jalen Hurts is juiced heavily over 8.5 rush attempts. And then obviously DeAndre Swift is juiced over 13.5 rush attempts. Giving checkdowns to DeAndre Swift as well, I think will help Drew Tranquil. But we look at Drew Tranquil, right? And I think people are looking at his last 5 and kind of looking at the odds here, maybe staying away from this. But the weather being obviously a huge factor, right? We look at Drew Tranquil's last 10 games, okay? He's only over this in 2 of his last 10 games. But if we do a deeper dive on this, I think it's definitely one that, people are overlooking. So we look at Drew Tranquil, right? Nick Bolton is out. Nick Bolton was that alpha, linebacker 1, and without Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil becomes that alpha linebacker 1. So in games that Drew Tranquil's played 80% of snaps or more, which is week 3, week 4, week 5, and week 8 and week 9, okay? So week 3, week 4, week 5, week 8, and 9. Keep that in mind, okay? We look at Drew Tranquil's game log. Week 3, week 4, week 5, week 8, and 9. In all 5 of those games that he has played 80% of the snaps or more, he's finished with at least 8 tackles plus assists. Week 3 here against Chicago, 8. Week 4 here against New York Jets, 8. Week 5 here against the Minnesota Vikings, 9. Week 8 here against the Broncos, 11. And then the game before this one, 8 tackles versus the Miami Dolphins. So, I mean, if Drew Tranquil's on the field, which I should believe to be him he's going to be on the field with 90+% of the snaps tonight. He's going to play every single snap on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, this is a player that this line, when he plays like this line, this game here, this game here, this game here, this game here, he's not playing more than 80% of the snaps. So I really like the odds here for Drew Tranquil. We look at linebackers game log this season versus the Eagles. Again, like I said, they just give a ton of tackles plus assists to linebackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different linebackers have cleared this line, and pretty much a linebacker in every single game has cleared this line. Damone Clark for the Cowboys, 11. David Mayo, Washington Commanders, 9. Jerome Baker, 11. Just you can go down the list. C.J. Mosley, 9. Quincy Williams, 12. Ernest Jones, 15. And again, it coincides with the Eagles looking to run the ball a ton, and I just think Drew Tranquil will be in a ton opportunity here to hit the over on the sign. And like I said, it's an elite matchup. Tackles against the Eagles rank 31st. Assist against 27th. Versus linebackers, the most tackles against the linebacker position. Great spot for both these plays. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about these two. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.